audio or video recording devices is strictly prohibited. Lastly, if you must leave during the performance, please leave during the applause or in between pieces. Thank you and enjoy the performance.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Studio Theater. My name is Jordan Hebron. I'm the Director of Jazz Studies here at Columbus State University, Schwob School of Music. And we're so thrilled to have our special guests with us from Cambridge High School. They have been here for the better part of the afternoon. I did a master class with them, and they're just really proof that these students who still really care about, about music and about, particularly this great American art form, are still out there. It's still alive and well, and they're doing their best to keep it going. Their director has been an absolute joy to work with, so you'll love their selections. And so now I'd like you to please welcome to the stage Mr. Daniel Scott.
I have a degree. Okay, so I always wonder, do I have one when I have to use electronics? Okay, so we're really excited to be here with you, and I just wanted to talk real briefly about the music just so we can kind of set you into the specific space that you've got to be in for the charts that we're doing. We're kind of a little bit more traditional for these two sets that we're going to be doing, but both on different sides of the coin. So this first one is a Juan Tizzle original, who is actually originally a Puerto Rican valve trombonist in the Ellington Band, 1939 was when this chart was originally composed, and Ellington arranged it. It's kind of a master class in arranging. Moon Over Cuba was used in the 40s or in the 41 set when they were traveling, and were picking up different styles and kind of creating what this idea of jazz and Afro-Cuban could be. And so this one is really all about just dancing. If you feel inclined to stand up, don't break a hip, because I don't know if the school has insurance, but we can really enjoy this experience. We're going to start off with just some solos from our rhythm section, and then we'll go into a duet by Colby Pete and Nick Wandrick, and then trading solos between Ugo Wakama on trombone, Liam Taylor on trombone, and then Ashlyn Long on a solo as well. So please enjoy Juan Tizzle's Moon Over Cuba. Okay, so this group, we are doing everything. It's kind of almost like an exposure tour that we've had for the last 2 weeks, actually. If you would have seen us really, was it last week at this time?
Last weekend.
Yeah, last weekend. We had just gotten back from New York City, where we were a part of the Mingus Jazz Festival at the New School of Music, and we spent 5 days in New York City, and we got a chance to kind of experience where a lot of this music was curated. We went to Jazz at Lincoln Center, went to Dizzy's Jazz Club. We also went to the Midnight Theater and watched the Mingus Band play, and we had a private concert by Juilliard Jazz as well. So it was just an incredible, incredible experience. And we got a chance to be near Central Park, even though we didn't get a chance to go and walk it because we had no time in our schedule. But this album that this next chart is coming from is actually Central Park North, Thad Jones and Mel Lewis. A lot of the cats who were in this recording, the original recording, kind of went off and did some really interesting things. Ever heard of Kinda Blue? A lot of them were on that album with Miles Davis, and so it's been a real joy to put this together. By Jerome Robinson, who was kind of the saxophone section lead, a part of their ensemble. This has one of the most iconic saxophone solos in the entire jazz idiom, so please enjoy The Groove Merchant.
Thank you so much. Right up the Schwob Jazz Orchestra. That featured our trombone section. It was John Clayton's arrangement of the classic standard On the Sunny Side of the Street. Please give it up for that wonderful trombone section. Nathan Stanfield on the bass, Mason Wheeler on second, Austin Murray on lead, Nick McRae on third, and Darian Baldwin over there on fourth. Whoop, my bad. Sorry, guys. As I apologize to the booth. Our next tune was kind of by request. And one of my students came to me, and I always like for students to be playing things that they're really excited about. And this one, actually, the person who's playing it came to me, and then the whole band got excited because of, what it is. So I won't really spoil it any more than that. All I'm going to say is that we're going to feature Noah Newsom on this wonderful arrangement of Maria by Stephen Sondheim. Noah Newsom on the trumpet. Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, I would be remiss if I did not offer one more time the gratitude of our audience here at the Schwob School of Music for our wonderful guests. Please give it up for the Cambridge High School Jazz Band under the direction of Daniel Scott. Speaking of guests, now is the time that we actually get to bring out our guest. As you know, it says Schwob Jazz Orchestra with, and then it's this guy. And this gentleman and I have a bit of a history, and he was one of the first guest artists that I played with in high school. And it's been really incredible to, just catch up over the past couple of days and talk about so many mutual connections that we have. The world of music is so small, and you can't really afford to be anything but an incredible person. And certainly, I would say that of this person, our guest, an incredible trumpeter and an incredible human being. Please welcome to the stage, Vince DiMartino. That's Matthew Sigmund on the alto, Isaac Taylor on tenor. That's Nathan Stanfield on the bass trombone, Sam Tolbert on the trumpet, Luis Mora also on trumpet, Vince DiMartino also on trumpet. And now, Vince, a few words from Vince.
Well, that was a lot of fun. Great job, man. That was so enjoyable. I know you had a wonderful week in New York. And you can work just as hard in Georgia, you know. Yeah, that's the key to everything. That's one of the reasons I'm a teacher first and a performer. It's like going bowling on Wednesday night for me. I have a good time. Sometimes you play really good, sometimes that's okay. But the most important thing is teaching. In institutions like this, these times, especially wonderful schools like this, bands that I get to play with, I'm really lucky. And, you know, education is really where it's at. It doesn't mean you're going to be a scientist or a trumpet player. It just means you're going to learn about what's going on in the world and in the planet and stuff like that. And that's really why we come to school and we go to college and we do those things. And, you know, one of my friends, he makes knives. He lives out in the wilderness and he makes knives, and he's real happy. See what I mean? Education is a completely different thing than when most people think it is. And that's why it needs to be allowed to go the way it wants to go. And so all of you people, I know a lot of you are involved in the school here, and this is a very important place, just like all universities and all high schools and middle schools and elementary schools and private schools. Support those people, even if you have no children in school anymore. The future is in where they are, not where I am. You know, I'm trying to figure out what I did with the spoons in the kitchen, you know. Yeah, but it's great fun to do this. I've had my own big band for over 25 years, and we played in the same club until COVID struck. Then the club closed for good, so we were looking for another place. But all of us get together once a month, and we play music like this. And the next piece we're going to do is America the Beautiful, and it was written by Raleigh Daly, and it was written for 9/11. He wrote it the day after that, and you know, it was just a reassuring thing to hear this arrangement. It's a very, very good arrangement, and the band does a great job on it. So this is America the Beautiful. to do a piece that is probably one of the most famous jazz standards. Oh, yeah, I can use that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the most famous jazz standards, Blue Bossa, and it features lots of members of the band. And you know, if you go out, most of the concerts we do are in schools, right? But once you all been out of your school, doesn't it feel different when you play like in a different place? So it's really important to go off campus or out of school like here and play in a little club and stuff and play with musicians that aren't students. Because really, music is an apprenticeship. It isn't really like a classroom subject. We can give the elements of the music in classroom and talk about it and listen to it. When it comes to playing, it's a real-time activity. You know, we were talking last night, you know, this thing here, this isn't music. In Kentucky, we use it to keep warm in the winter. Put it in the fireplace and you burn it up because it doesn't make any noise except when you burn it. So basically, music is all oral. It's an oral tradition, whether it's music from this country or any country. And that's why musicians get along all over the world, because they all share the same methodology. And that's exciting. Like, I mean, I come here, and I might have said 10 words about what to do, you know, because I just want to fit in with them. You know, I just want to play with them. And so that's the fun part. So go out, be part. How many people play in a community band? Okay, if you do, that's a great thing, because that's the tradition in America of learning to play, is in a community band. We started a band festival in Danville, Kentucky, and the first year 17,000 people showed up, and subsequent years there were as many as 40 to 45,000 over a 3-day period. Some people from Atlanta, groups from down here, different bands, Civil War bands, Dixieland bands, Silver Cornet Band, the Jack Daniels Band, and any number of brass quintets, famous things. But the most important part was it was music in the park, so to speak. And it was sort of like a conglomeration, a complete, every hour a different group for 3 days. It's great. It's still going on. So if you pass by Danville, Kentucky, go to the Great American Brass Band Festival. My friend George Foreman, some of you might know him because he ran the Arts Center at the University of Georgia. He left me in Kentucky all alone. Yeah, my best friend, he collects and is a band, he's a band historian, a true band historian, and he collects band music and band memorabilia. And unfortunately, I collect trumpets. I just bought my wife's listening on the stream. I just bought a flugelhorn from France. It's about 100 and so years old. And like I said, I have 160 trumpets and cornets, and I do presentations on the history of the trumpet. I love doing it. But we're going to do a very important tune right now by Kenny Dorham, one of the most underrated trumpet players as far as his notoriety as being well known. But he did so many wonderful tunes, and mostly on small groups. And this is Blue Bossa, and it features lots of members of the band.
Tune that we're about to play is an arrangement of I Thought About You. And this is a chart that was written by the wonderful Vern Seilert, who is a really prolific arranger out west. And we're really thrilled that we get to play this arrangement. It's very different from a lot of big band repertoire in that it kind of follows this bassy tradition of like the quiet shout. That's one of my favorite things. It's really soft and subtle and quite beautiful with the flugelhorn colors in here as well. So this is I Thought About You.
I'm going to play one more tune, then we get to hear the band again, and that's great. This is the jazz band is like a wind ensemble. There's only one person playing on a part. Sometimes when we play like like a marching band or something, you can sort of stop and not play because there's like, I don't know, one year we had 70 trumpets in the University of Kentucky marching band. Now, I'd never heard 70 trumpets play before in my life. But boy, it was great. It was exciting. I played a halftime show every year that I was at the University of Kentucky because I loved it so much. But I didn't like going when the weather was like 28 degrees when we were doing the dress rehearsal, like sort of at night. It was freezing. I mean, my valves wouldn't work, nothing. But it still was a lot of fun. So playing in the jazz band is really an important leadership thing for you. If those of you who maybe don't play in the jazz program, it's a great thing to see how everything fits together. And I'm a music education major. We were talking about that today in one of the classes. And I wouldn't trade that for anything. My taking violin for 2 years, clarinet, the agony stick for 2 years, playing out of the Closé Mechanisms book. It was horrifying, but it was great. And I actually learned a lot about trumpet playing the clarinet. So there's always something to be learned. And of course, I felt like I was in the same path as my band director, which a lot of you I know, we talked about that today. The band director is probably the best role model I've ever had as a person who understood what people needed to know, how they needed to know it, because every person in the band is different. And he knew that I was a person that if he showed me something I couldn't do, that wasn't going to last long. And then he'd come and show me something else I couldn't do. And that went on for my whole 4 years in high school. So that's how I learned to play on the Arbin book, playing duets with him. He'd say, "You're not getting tired already, are you?" Oh, it was horrifying. But I just kept at it, and me and my friend Glenn Drews is one of the top trumpet players in New York now. And we used to play duets together. And we went to the solo and ensembles thing, we all go to. And we get to about, this duet was like about 10 pages long. And we got to about the 9th page, and we were just fried. We were just so tired we couldn't play anymore. And the judge goes, "Man, I would have stopped 5 pages ago." Because it was really hard, like it was a grade 6, But see, that's the way you have to think. You have to just where you are. What are you doing? Not what is everybody else doing, and it's okay if I just do that. Well, okay, but maybe it isn't okay. Don't you want to find out what it is to practice to the nth degree? I did, and I still do, even at 74. I practice every day. I learned a lot from everyone in this band, some way or another. I learned about their personalities. I learned about the way they play music. This is a great group to play with. And they're really starting to become a really elevated level group all the time. And I think you can feel that. I felt it tonight, even from the rehearsal. This is great. See, this is what it's all about. So in music, you have the responsibility to practice because you're a member of a group. And you won't want to lower the level of what you're doing. Find out what the best you can to do every day is, and then do that and see what happens. It's great. And all your colleagues can do that too. So thank you for having me here, because it's been wonderful to be back. And it's nice to stay in a nice hotel next door where you don't have to bother people to pick you up. And, can you take me to dinner? I don't have a ride. You know, it was just great. And of course, hearing the trumpet students, we had a little trumpet class last night because there wasn't going to be enough time to meet with them. So I wanted to make sure I got to meet with the trumpet players, at least as many as could make it. We had a great time last night. I don't know, how long did it last? About 2.5 hours or something? I don't know. Yeah. I lose track of time. Then when I'm done, I go, I'm tired. But you're not tired when you're doing it. So thank you very much. We're going to play one of the most important songs that I could play in this state, Georgia. Thank you.
Give it up for Vince DiMartino.
Thanks to Jordan at Columbus State Jazz Orchestra.
Thank you very much.
We got one more for you. We got one more tune. One more tune. This is a tune that was requested by the band. It was another one. This is entitled The First Circle.